Star Trek actor compares working with William Shatner and Patrick Stewart. Star Trek actor Robin Curtis compares what it's like working on set with William Shatner and Patrick Stewart. Curtis is the second actor to play Lt. Saavik. She took over the role originated by Kirstie Alley in Star Trek III, The Search for Spock, and Curtis reprised Saavik in Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. Curtis then played Talera in Star Trek, The Next Generation's Gambit two-parter, placing Robin on the short list of Star Trek actors who have worked opposite both Starship Enterprise captains James T. Kirk and Jean-Luc Picard. Robin Curtis was a guest on the Decon Chamber to discuss her life, career, and Star Trek with hosts Dominic Keating and Connor Trinneer. When Curtis was asked what her impressions were of Leonard Nimoy directing William Shatner on Star Trek III, The Search for Spock, Robin described Shatner as being respected by the production but distant from the rest of the Star Trek cast. Curtis then contrasted Shatner with Patrick Stewart on the set of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Read Robin Curtis's quote and watch the Decon Chamber video below. What I saw was a lot of respect and deference to William Shatner. What I didn't know at the time, I learned later, was that I think Bill was off doing another film. There was pressure on him to wrap things up, and then he needed to go to someplace else. So unlike all the others actors who were very available and hanging out on set, Bill was removed. Like, he wasn't a part of that as the other actors were. It's a shame. I don't know if I ever had more than 2 minutes of small talk with the man. Which is okay, I'm not complaining. It was almost the same way with Patrick Stewart, but for a different reason. He really was engaged. They changed scenes one day, and I marveled at how this man took a whole scene of dialogue. You know, the Star Trek dialogue, the multisyllabic, high-techy, gobbledygooky words. Patrick wraps his brain around it in a matter of minutes. William Shatner and Patrick Stewart worked together in Star Trek Generations 10 years after Robin Curtis first worked with William Shatner in Star Trek III, The Search for Spock, and 1 year after Curtis guest-starred opposite Patrick Stewart on Star Trek: The Next Generation. The two captains of the Enterprise teamed up in 1994's Star Trek Generations. Shatner's Captain Kirk passed the Star Trek movie franchise torch to Patrick Stewart's Captain Picard and the TNG cast. Star Trek Generations also culminated in the death of Captain Kirk, which marked the final time Shatner portrayed his iconic character.